So, willkommen im Tartaria-Channel. Alle fit? Guck mal, ich habe ein bisschen Tier-Hintergrund heute mal gewählt. Bisschen entspannen. Ich hoffe, euch geht soweit gut. Ich hatte heute das Vergnügen, bei Pegasus mal im Livestream mitzuschauen. Hab nicht viel verstanden, Japanisch, aber trotzdem interessante Themen, die sie dort bringen, auch sehr kontroverse Themen. Was mich auch ein bisschen ermutigt hat, ich habe was super, also für mich, und ich möchte das gerne mit euch teilen, etwas entdeckt von, ja, mehreren schwarzen, sag ich mal, Menschen, die in ihrem Land, Kontinent, schon relativ früh Aufklärung betrieben haben und das irgendwie hier, ich weiß nicht, noch nicht so bekannt ist vielleicht, und ich möchte das gerne mit euch teilen, weil ich finde das so mittlerweile auch genial, und sie sagen genau dasselbe, was heute die jungen YouTuber, sage ich mal in Anführungsstrichen, auch präsentieren. Nur das auf ihre Art und Weise, und das finde ich so genial. Und im Endeffekt spiegelt es doch alles wider, dass wir doch irgendwie alle gleich sind und alle die gleichen Wünsche haben und das Potenzial des Aufweckens im Moment sehr stark ist. Und sie haben das so in den 90ern schon gemacht, und ich habe sehr alte Aufnahmen hier entdeckt und gefunden, und eine davon möchte ich euch gerne präsentieren, und eine kurze. Bevor wir da kurz einsteigen, mache ich das mal hier kleiner. Und würde gerne mit euch mal kurz die Videokommentare, ich mache mal die Musik, schon ein bisschen geil hier, so DJ-mäßig bin ich, ne? Also wenn die Musik zu laut ist, gerne mal Bescheid sagen. Ich habe mal hier so ein paar interessante Kanalkommentare. Ja, also es ist jeden Tag, wo wirklich viele Menschen was schreiben, und das begeistert uns sehr. Und die wollte ich gerne mal auch mit euch teilen. Hier zum Beispiel von Rotbart. Er hat geschrieben, Namaste, mein Lieber, danke für deine Arbeit und super Videos. Ich sag mal danke vom ganzen Team zurück. Ich kann alles bestätigen. Ich studiere seit 20 Jahren verschiedene Schriften, und mein Hauptbereich sind die arischen, slawischen und indischen Veden. Und da steht alles drin, von dem du berichtet hast. Ich denke, dass ich mal bei einem Livestream dann teilnehmen könnte. Ich lese es jetzt nicht wortwörtlich vor und kann einiges dazu beitragen. Lieber Rotbart, du kannst dich gerne bei uns melden. Ich würde mich freuen, wenn Menschen da sind, die ihre Erfahrungen und ja, Wissen mit uns teilen möchten, weil ich denke, das ist ein wichtiges Portal, und wir haben keine Zeit mehr, hier lange drum herum zu reden. Was ich damit auch sagen möchte, ist, unsere Plattform hier ist ausschlaggebend wirklich dafür da, jeden hier einen Denkanstoß zu geben. Wir suchen wirklich interessante Themen für euch raus, versuchen die auch wirklich sehr gut in den Videos reinzupacken. Wir sammeln alle möglichen Informationen zu den einzelnen Themen und wie gesagt, schnüren das in ein Paket und präsentieren das euch in einem Video. Weil es ist auch schon öfters gesagt worden, hier und da, man kann nicht alles wissen. Es ist nicht möglich, ja. Wenn jetzt so wie hier sich Menschen melden, die sich jahrelang mit bestimmten Themen sich auseinandergesetzt haben und das Wissen gerne teilen möchten, umso schöner. Wir sind, wie gesagt, eine Plattform. Wir möchten Denkanstöße hier veröffentlichen, die im deutschsprachigen Raum vielleicht noch nicht so präsent sind, und das ist unser Fokus hier in Tartaria. Nächste Woche Samstag, so wie das aussieht, Vedun, ich habe dich vergessen anzurufen, ich rufe dich nachher noch an, müssten wir auf Samstag verschieben, eventuell den Livestream, weil wir da mit dieser Zeitdifferenz mit Japan hier wohl uns verschätzt haben. Wird das Ganze wohl am Freitag stattfinden. Die Infos werdet ihr noch bekommen. Das muss noch geklärt werden alles. Ja, weiter hier sehr spannend zum Video Ankh. Danke dir. Der Ankh symbolisiert für mich das Empfinden, das über das Leben herrscht und die Einheit des Fühlens geteilt hat. Ich habe 3 Videos gemacht, für die ein 60.000 Jahre alter Fund die Inspiration geliefert hat und eine ganzheitliche Sicht offenbaren kann. Lieber Format, nichts, ich denke mal, das ist jetzt dein Name, gerne auch mal einen Link schicken oder posten hier in den Kommentaren. YouTube-Links werden von uns generell dann hier freigeschaltet. Ansonsten nehme gerne mal Kontakt mit uns auf. Wir freuen uns. So, was haben wir noch? Ja, manchmal haben wir uns verschätzt mit der Musiklautstärke bei der Musikproduktion, weil wir testen das, wie gesagt, über Kopfhörer, über Handy, über Laptop und Anlage. Das hat eigentlich immer so einen relativ guten, ja, also war eigentlich gut abgestimmt. Ich denke mal, das ist vielleicht teilweise subjektiv. Wir achten jetzt wirklich mehr drauf, dass die Musik, Hintergrundmusik in den Videos nicht zu arg laut ist, aber trotzdem eine Begleitfunktion hat. Also verzeiht uns das ein bisschen. Wir sind auch noch nicht so lange im Videoproduktionsbereich, aber ich denke, wir haben uns da schon etwas gebessert. Und die Qualität, wie gesagt, wir bemühen uns immer wieder aufs Neue, die Qualität da zu steigern. Ja, hier auch freie Energie, sehr interessant, aber Sprache wäre verständlicher ohne laute Musik. Wie gesagt, wir bemühen uns da wirklich den Mittelweg zu finden. Und so, also überwiegend sage ich positive Kommentare, wie sagt man das jetzt auf Deutsch? Sag mal. Also nicht Kritik in dem Sinne, sondern, na, ihr wisst schon, was ich meine. Also Kritik in dem Sinne, womit wir daran arbeiten können, sind wir auch dankbar, was das betrifft. Nichtsdestotrotz, danke für eure lieben Kommentare, das mal so zum Überblick. Wie gesagt, ich möchte heute nicht zu viel reden mal. Ich möchte gerne mit euch diese Videos teilen und ich mache das hier mal aus. Hab jetzt hier den ersten Kandidaten. Der nennt sich Bobby Hammett und ihr werdet es mir nicht glauben. Ich habe bis auf die letzte Minute versucht hier noch zu recherchieren. Und es ist wirklich, bei Bobby habe ich Glück gehabt. Und über den Bobby gibt es hier Folgendes zu sagen. Ich zitiere das hier mal aus einer Webseite, weil ich habe wirklich hier ein paar Stunden noch verbracht, um da bestimmte Informationen zu finden. Die Themen, die er in Vorträge zu können. Ach, diese Übersetzungen sind manchmal echt für jemanden, der gerade anfängt, außerhalb der Box. Also er ist jemand, der sich, wie gesagt, schon sehr lange mit diesen Thematiken auseinandergesetzt hat und sozusagen die Box der Pandora geöffnet hat. Und präsentiert das, wie gesagt, der Menschheit. Und gerade für Anfänger gestaltet er diese Vorträge wirklich sehr einfach. Ja, also sehr einfach und verständlich, aber auf eine total menschliche Art. Ja gut, manchmal ist diese Aussprache, ihr wisst, was ich meine, aber das ist normal. So, ich mag das auch, ja. Und er hat sich, wie gesagt, mit vielen Themen auseinandergesetzt und er wird so als Figur wie Morpheus betrachtet aus dem Film Matrix. Und ja, er hat sehr viel über was wir in dem Thema Ankh, in dem Video Ankh beschrieben haben, hat er unter anderem auch präsentiert in Vorträgen. Ich werde euch mal den Hauptkanal von diesen paar Leuten, wo habe ich den hin? Sirius heißt er. Hier, ich zeige euch das mal. Kopieren. Habe ich hier den gefunden. Sirius Times, Media TV, die haben alle, also sie sind noch dabei, alle DVDs von denen Herrschaften hier hochzuladen. Die sind, wie gesagt, teilweise 90er Jahren, also die Aufnahmen sind, man merkt es aus diesem Zeitraum. Aber die Message, die darüber kommt, die ist ausschlaggebend. Und ich finde ihn echt genial, den Kanal. Empfehle ich euch, ich werde den euch verlinken. Da wird wirklich über jedes Thema wird hier ein Vortrag gehalten, sei es über Chakren, Kundalini oder, ja, Symboliken, wie das Ganze funktioniert. Eigentlich so diese Themen, wo wir sagen, da möchten wir, auch ein bisschen mehr in die Tiefe gehen und man lernt da wirklich einiges dazu. Und da möchte ich euch gerne heute die 2 vorstellen. Wie gesagt, das ist einmal der Bobby und der Freeman-El, der leider schon verstorben ist. Ich finde seine Art echt, ja, der ist so ruhig, so entspannt und, ja, ich weiß nicht so, ich mag solche Menschen, die so ruhig und entspannt sind und ihre Vorträge so, ja, so bewusst, rüberbringen. Man tut sich auch wirklich dann, sehr stark mit diesen Menschen verbinden und, man ist auch wirklich sehr stark aufnahmefähig, finde ich, ja. Also, die Antenne, die hat Zeit, sich auszurichten, die Frequenz und so weiter. Ist super genialer Mensch. Wie gesagt, er ist leider schon verstorben. Fragt mich nicht genau wann. Über ihn findet man irgendwie gar nichts im Internet. Ich habe gesucht und gesucht, man findet wirklich fast gar nichts. Das Einzigste, was ich jetzt hier gefunden habe, ich mache es mal noch ein bisschen größer, dass ihr das auch lesen könnt. Ähm, seht ihr, dass er sich, so wie ich das in einem Vortrag heute gesehen habe, er hat einfach mal so 1.000 $ bezahlt, um bei den Freimaurern den 1. Grad zu bekommen. Und dann hat er sich das Ganze mal angeschaut, was da man so mitgeteilt bekommt. Und er schien dann auch wirklich länger da drin gewesen zu sein und hat sich dann gesagt, so, das muss die Menschheit einfach wissen. Das teile ich den Menschen, dass sie da mal verstehen, was in den ganzen Symboliken versteckt wird und wie man damit umzugehen hat. Weil heute kam auch eine interessante Nachricht auf Telegram an uns, auf der Frage hin zum Film oder zum Video Ankh. Wie soll ich jetzt damit umgehen? Zum Beispiel, weil man schon eine Weile erkannt hat, dass wir hier ähm, also dass wir hier in ein schlechtes Licht gedrückt werden, unsere Frequenzen werden runtergeschraubt. Ja, wie kann ich mich jetzt davor schützen? Oder bin ich überhaupt noch geschützt, wenn ich tagtäglich mich mit diesen Negativfrequenzen also wenn ich damit umgeben bin. Ja, ich denke mir mal, also meine persönliche Meinung, ihr könnt gerne mal eure Kommentare reinschreiben, wie ihr darüber nachdenkt. Mir war auch nicht wichtig, jetzt hier alles negativ darzustellen, sondern mir war wichtig, zu zeigen, mit was wir tagtäglich bombardiert werden, mit was wir tagtäglich niedrig gehalten werden. Und wir gar keine Zeit haben, auch darüber nachzudenken, weil tagtäglich etwas irgendwie stattfindet, was uns aussaugen tut. Ich drücke es mal so aus. Und man kann sich davor schützen, weil wenn man weiß, wie das Ganze ein bisschen funktioniert, womit sie arbeiten, wie sie die ganzen Sachen verdrehen, um für sich die Energie zu gewinnen, da kann man sich, denke ich, auch davor schützen. Und ich glaube, die Message sollte eigentlich so von meiner persönlichen Ansicht nach auch rüberkommen. Ich tue auch nicht gerne Videos mit so viel negative Symboliken oder irgendwas veröffentlichen, sondern mir ging es hier wirklich darum, auch diese Aspekte zu zeigen, die uns im Fernsehen, ja, oder auch tagtäglich an den Kopf geknallt werden. Und das tun diese 2 Menschen ja auch, aufzeigen, wie man damit umzugehen hat und wer wir sind, was wir sind und wie wir uns schützen können und wie wir weiter an uns arbeiten können, um uns nicht weiter beeinflussen zu lassen. Und das ist wirklich meiner Meinung nach sehr wichtig. Ähm, und ich finde es toll, dass immer mehr Menschen wach werden und lernen, es zu verstehen. Man merkt noch, dass einige erst frisch jetzt sozusagen in diese ganzen Thematiken reinkommen. Ähm, Es werden noch viel, viel mehr werden und ich glaube, es wird eine mega Arbeit werden, dass wir alle gemeinsam auch die Menschen mitnehmen, die da noch nicht so weit sind und erst jetzt feststellen, in welche Welt wir eigentlich hier hineingezogen worden sind oder was mit uns gemacht worden ist. Und das spüren wir, denke ich, alle miteinander und jetzt wird wirklich extrem Was schreibst du, Trinity? Kennt jemand deutsche Literatur über Quantum-Grammar? Das ist der Sprachbetrug seit 800.000 Jahren von David aufgedeckt hat. Also mir jetzt persönlich nicht bekannt. Vielleicht weiß das jemand, wo dabei ist. Also wie gesagt, das ist die Message. Schauen wir mal uns, würde ich vorschlagen, das erste Video von Bobby an. Wie gesagt, er ist so ein bisschen speziell in seiner Art und Weise. Aber das tut ja jetzt hier keinen Abriss. So. Seid ihr bereit? Wissen, ohne es anwenden zu können, ist leider nur ein Scheinwissen. Ja, natürlich. Bin ich voll bei dir. Henry, ich glaube, wir hatten auch ein paar Mal geschrieben. Deswegen ist ja auch wichtig, sich das Wissen anzueignen. Und das versuchen wir ja auch. Alle möglichen Quellen, also ich versuche wirklich auch Quellen zu finden, womit jeder auch sich da mal mit beschäftigen kann. Ja, und sich damit auseinandersetzen kann und dann weiter recherchieren kann. Ich lese gerade die Kommentare, weil ich so gerade so ruhig bin. Henry, gib mir mal bitte eine Antwort. Wir hatten, glaube ich, geschrieben gestern oder vorgestern in YouTube. Kann es sein? Ich erinnere mich irgendwie an deinen Namen. Ah, Zeitverzögerung. Ich warte. Gut, ich lasse mal das Video einfach mal laufen und der Henry wird sich bestimmt dann nochmal schreiben, weil Henry hat auch, wenn er es wirklich ist, ich müsste jetzt gucken, hat wirklich auch super seine Meinung in den Kommentaren hinterlassen, fand ich genial. So, schauen wir mal rein hier.
Want to get is on see all you had to do to get past this devil stuff is study the damn thing, but we don't study nothing because we so stuck in religion we can't get past it. Here's a book called Devils, the Perspectives of Evil in Antiquity and Primitive Christianity, Jeffrey Burton Russell. Now the devil has horns. You see the horns on the devil? Anybody ever seen the black goddess Hathor or Heru with the horns? That's where they got it from. The Greeks borrowed the horns and put on the god Pan. The Christians trying to turn everything against it wasn't in their religion evil.
Thank you.
They turned the picture of Hathor, the golden calf in the Bible, as evil.
Right.
Later on, they turned the god Pan, which is a later form of the god Type and the oldest one, evil. You see what I'm saying? So when they talk about the devil is evil, they're talking about the most ancient God who is God. Jesus said, Satan, get behind me, which means I'm backed by the powers of Satan. Let me explain this. Let me show you a picture of this. You all got to get this stuff and bear witness to it. Okay. Let me show you a picture of this. Look, just get you a regular picture of the yin and yang sign so everybody know what I'm talking about. Everybody seen the yin and yang sign. You call it the Kung Fu sign. Right? This side is light. That means Christ. Right? That means Christ. But that's putting the cart before the horse. That's why you couldn't get back to your ancient juice, because you put the cart before the horse. The light comes from the black. In the beginning there was blackness, and then there comes light. The black is called Satan. Satan or soot. Soot, the black soot. In your head is the medulla oblongata behind your neck, where it's the most concentrated part of the melanin, at the base of the skull and the top of the spine. So when Jesus says, Satan, get behind me, he's saying, I got my battery, which raises the black dot and turns me into Christ. You see what I'm saying? Because from the darkness, you get the light. And without the darkness, you can't get the light. So you've been worshiping the light, and the whiteboard unlocked up all your dark stuff, which is the battery, in the British Museum. So you've been worshiping the vehicle, which is a car, but a car is only aluminum and fiberglass. The real stuff that run a car is the carbonated battery and the gas, but the gas comes from crude oil, which is what? Carbon. That's the mysteries of Satan. So when he say Satan get behind me, it's a metaphysical book talking about the head of the Christ. You are all Christ, because is it not written in your law that you are all gods? The black part where the melanin is called the mouth of God. That's why in autopsy, when a white person dies and they want to know if they're black, they split open the skull and see if they got the black melanin in the base of the skull. This is the battery, too, you call a medulla oblongata, the mouth of God. So when he says Satan, get behind me, he's talking about I'm backed by the powers of my father, Satan. Satan comes from the word soot, soot-on. Soot, which means black, and on, Anubis, which is the dog, which means opener, comes from the dog star. It's later on, it's the word Sutek. And Sutek becomes the word Melchizedek. And Jesus is of the order of what? Melchizedek. Melchizedek is Satan. That's why the mystery of the Bible is it ain't talking about no devil up under no ground. Satan simply means the Nubian. When you translate it, prove me right on this, because we're supposed to be grown now. If ain't no devil under no ground, then what the hell the white man talking about when he worship you? He's talking about the mysteries of the ancient black man. It's called a Baphomet. That's what they made the movie The Predator was. And the Predator had what? Dreadlocks. He had a spear. And the only way the Arnold Schwarzenegger could beat the black man is he had to put himself in mud. But the other movie came out in 1990. This one was 8 times worse than the other one. And what they had to do, they had to get a black man to beat him. And they got Danny Glover. And Danny Glover beat him and he took his own boomerang from him. And he drove it in him, and then all the other Baphomets or predators came out. And they gave Danny Glover a gun. Why they didn't kill him? They saying, brother, you one of us. We just got the power and you don't. And when you realize who you are, you one of us. You see what I'm saying? Now we look funny to you because the third dimension is so low until you thinking what you seeing is ugly, and the third dimension is not conducive for this kind of power. So when it comes down here, it turns into a hideous form. It's because the power is too high, because this is an abnormal level. But up in the heavens, we look just like you look here. You see what I'm saying? So the yin and the yang is in the light part, this is you. And in you is a black dot. But when you go back to space, this is you, the damn stars up there. You get it? You get the yin and the yang symbol? This is you. And there's a black dot in you called melanin. But when you return back to your original primal material, you will be a star in heaven, because every man, every woman is a star. The yin and the yang symbol. Now, the Baphomet. The Baphomet, the horns came from the goddess Hathor. Now I'm going to show you something here. Listen, look at this. Geiger. Geiger is the person who drew. Geiger is a person who drew stuff for the movie Aliens. He also drew, they also commissioned him to draw the Necronomicon on what he figured they might look like. And he drew the Baphomet. Now the Baphomet is supposed to be a symbol of the devil. It's a symbol of the white man's devil. They say the devil live up under the ground. Where does Osiris live? In the underground. Where does Osiris? God of the perfect black. Cthulhu is God of the perfect black, which is the form of Osiris. He live up underground. The black souls live in the subterranean world. When the white boy talking about the devil, he talking about you. And you will rise up and take back your planet. You see what I'm saying? Now, he drew a picture of the Baphomet, and I want to show you these pictures, and I want you to pass these pictures around. This is the pictures of the devil that you usually looking at. Pass these pictures around. Now, I'm going to hold this up. If you take that, if you notice that there, you'll see the horns of Hathor. Now in here, when I pass these things around, you will see a picture of a horned looking devil. Now when you pass the thing around, you're going to look and you're going to see dreadlocks on it. Black hair, dreadlocks. These horns is the horns of the goddess Hathor. In the thing, you're going to see a white piece of light coming out of him, which is a woman. The whiteness, she milk white, not mean white people. When you look in her face, you're going to see it's a black woman with dreadlocks also. Right here, you'll see a picture of the Kundalini. That particular Kundalini that you see right there is what raises you up to your godhood. So when they talking about this is an esoteric teaching, and it ain't got nothing to do with no devil in no underground. He drew the Necronomicon, he drew this back in the 70s. But yet, the book came down from the 70s to like couple $100 to down like $70, which is still too high for 2 or 3 pictures. You see what I'm saying? So I called hell getting these things.
Ah, man sollte das Mikro schon freischalten, ne, wenn man quatscht, ne? Also wie gesagt, das ist seine Art, so die Sachen zu vermitteln. Trotzdem vermittelt er wirklich auch Dinge, die ich meiner Meinung nach für gut heiße. Oder er auch aufschlüsselt, wie das Ganze verdreht worden ist, um es mal so auszudrücken. Henry, ich bin im Chat dabei. Mich würde mal das interessieren, weil er das, also für alle im Chat könnt ihr gerne mitlesen. Ich habe den jetzt nicht eingeblendet. Dass du ein Video mit dem Schlüssel, den Code. Also wenn du mir den Link mal schicken könntest, wäre das echt lieb von dir. Und ich habe dich schon richtig verstanden. Wichtig ist wirklich zu lernen, mit dem Wissen, was man sich hier aneignet, auch umgehen zu können. Und da bin ich voll bei dir. Und deswegen versuchen wir ja so viele Quellen wie möglich hier aufzuzeigen. So, ich möchte jetzt nicht so wirklich lange reden, weil der andere Film von dem Freeman geht so circa 1 Stunde 45, aber ich denke, das ist wirklich mega interessant, auch aus 2. November 1997, wie ihr seht. Etwas älter, und wenn man mal überlegt, wir leben im Jahr 2022 und selbst ich habe das da noch nicht mitbekommen, ja. Und es ist unglaublich, dass das jetzt alles so wirklich hier zum Vorschein kommt und deswegen, ich kann mich kaum noch hier von Inputs retten, was man zu präsentieren kann. Also man könnte, glaube ich, bald jeden Tag eine Sendung machen mit Quellen, die sich dann jeder hier nochmal nachträglich anschauen kann. Also ich hoffe, euch gefällt das Video hier. Ich habe da, wie gesagt, schon reingucken können und möchte es euch gerne mit euch zusammen nochmal anschauen. Und im Chat bin ich, wie gesagt, dabei. Ja, den Link in den Chat senden, wenn es geht. Dann könnte ich das vielleicht auch noch schnell kurz zeigen, was du gemeint hast. Ich habe doch kein Problem damit. Wir sind ja alle ein Team. Wir sitzen alle im gleichen Boot und zeige das gerne. Ich denke, das sollte für alle bewusst sein, dass wir keine Zeit mehr haben. Die Zeit ist schon abgelaufen und wer das jetzt nicht so wirklich wach wird, sag ich mal so, der wird es umso schwieriger vielleicht haben. Ich warte mal noch kurz, weil wir haben ja hier so ein paar Sekunden Verzögerung. Also geduldet euch ein bisschen. Heute machen wir so ein bisschen so ganz gemütlichen Livestream. Ohne Stress, ohne irgendwas. Das Leben ist stressig genug. Ich habe meinen Kanal gefunden. Ich bin mir jetzt aber nicht sicher, ob das der ist. Der nennt sich, ich habe jetzt während dem Film eben geguckt. Heißt der Kanal Stoner? Kann das sein? Gut, ich hätte es auch cleverer machen können. Ich hätte sagen können, bist du in Discord, dann komm mal schnell in Discord rein. Ich müsste das sowieso mal testen, ob das funktioniert. Wenn es für dich okay ist, Henry, dann starte ich den Film. Und dann können wir dann nach dem Film nochmal ganz kurz darauf zurückkommen, wenn du möchtest. Ist das okay für dich? Wie gesagt, nächstes Mal versuche ich dann mal mit euch im Discord hier Livestream zu machen. Ich bin im Kanal vom Stoner. Ich meine, ich könnte ja suchen, wenn ich ungefähr den Titelname wüsste. Irgendwas mit Code hast du geschrieben, ne? Der Uhrzeitcode. Wo hast du den rein? Die anderen denken bestimmt, ich mache hier einen Monolog. Ach, nee. Tumut, ist der Link hier im Chat, sehe ich ihn nicht. Kulturstudio war der Kanal, okay. Ja, hier im Chat hast du den Kanal verlinkt. Okay, warte mal, ich check mal durch hier. Habe ich das überlesen? Nein, 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 nein. Ich habe das jetzt nicht überlesen. Schick mal hier in den Chat, bitte, sei so nett. Weil da ist, müsste eigentlich funktionieren. Bist du in Discord? Ich suche mal den Kanal Kulturstudio. Hast du gesagt Kulturstudio, ja? Also, warten wir mal. Kulturstudio. Da bin ich. So. Ich zeig's mir jetzt noch nicht, weil ich die politischen Themen mal hier rauslasse. Gib mir mal irgendein Schlüsselwort, dann kann ich das direkt suchen. Nein, ich sehe keinen Link. Also ist mir auch nicht bekannt, dass das hier gesperrt ist. Tipp mal ohne www irgendwas, wenn es geht. Das Video heißt so, Nostradamus und die Templer und das Berg. Okay, warte mal kurz. Ich suche das mal schnell so. Wird ja eigentlich zu finden sein direkt. Ah ja, ich hab's gefunden. Darf ich es kurz zeigen, ja? Müsste mir schon die Freigabe geben dann. Schaut mal bitte auf dem Bildschirm. Ich denke, das ist das hier. Ich spiele das mal kurz an, okay? Warte mal, ich muss hier die Musik leiser machen. So. Ist bestimmt das, ne?
Herzlich willkommen zu einem Kulturstudio-Spezial. Wir sind heute für euch wieder on Tour, heute im schönen Berlin Friedrichshain. Gestern waren wir schon in Wandlitz oder im Schloss Lanke sozusagen. Und natürlich ist mein Freund und Kollege Frank Stoner auch wieder mit am Start. Hallo Frankie.
Hallo Micha, hallo Leute, hallo Henry. Großartig hier bei dir zu sein, denn wir sind zu Besuch bei Henry. Ich sage jetzt mal nur Henry, ich weiß nicht, ob du deinen ganzen Namen bist.
Ja, ich heiße Henry Friedrich. Wir sind aber hier in Lichtenberg, also nicht in Friedrichshain. Eine Straße weiter ist dann schon Friedrichshain. Aber ich bedanke mich erstmal für eure Einladung hier zur Sendung. Ich finde eure Sendung so und so, wirst du ja sehen, also bei den Kommentaren, die wir ja immer dann geben, als solche, dass wir wirklich aufmerksame Zuschauer sind, auch kritische. Und freue mich wirklich heute, dass ihr für mich als solches eben Zeit gefunden habt, mal mein Wissen als solches zu prüfen oder was ich euch als solches an Wissen oder den Zuschauern an Wissen eben sozusagen mehr vermitteln kann, weil es geht ja nur ums mehr vermitteln.
Genau, wir müssen natürlich ein bisschen erklären, um was es letztendlich geht. Also wir haben ja dieses Format Zwischenruf und in diesem Format können ja Leute von außen sozusagen im Call-In-Style bei uns anrufen und du hast bei uns angerufen und hast uns eine interessante Geschichte erzählt, erzählt im Bezug auf den Untersberg, auf die Templer und natürlich auch die Zenturien. Und da es natürlich ein sehr umfangreiches Thema ist, haben wir gedacht, dann interviewen wir dich doch einfach mal zu diesen Themen ganz separat und nehmen uns die Zeit dafür. Und ja, und jetzt sind wir einfach hier bei dir.
Super, ja.
Vielleicht kannst du mal ein bisschen was, Henry, über dich zum Anfang mal erzählen. Also was machst du, was hast du bisher gemacht, dass die Leute vielleicht mal einen kleinen Eindruck von dir haben, beziehungsweise dann, da unser Hund ist auch dabei, der Kulturstudio-Hund, dass wir mal einen kleinen Eindruck bekommen darüber, was über dich wichtig ist. Also was sollen die Leute über dich wissen, was ist da wichtig?
Oh, am besten ja nicht wissen, aber wie gesagt, also mein Name ist Henry Friedrich, bin 61 Jahre. Als solches habe gelernt, also zu DDR-Zeiten eben bei der Post im Schalterwesen. Dann bin ich sozusagen umgesattelt und habe dann nochmal Elektromonteur gelernt. Und nach der Wende, weil ja eben alles den Bach runterging, habe ich dann eben nochmal eine Kochlehre gemacht. Also in der Hinsicht. Aber naja, sozusagen. Und hat mich eigentlich nicht so richtig ausgefüllt. Und naja, dann kam eben das Internet immer stärker auf. Und eben sozusagen viele, viele Themen, die sehr interessant waren. Und Leute, die entweder geprahlt haben, Wissen vorgetäuscht haben, was sie nicht hatten, aber eben solche Leute wie du, die eben sozusagen auf Menschen zugehen, eben versuchen zu vermitteln, selber Wissen haben. Und ja, und durch so eine Leute bin ich dann eben an bestimmte Themen rangekommen. Und eines ist eben sozusagen mein Spezialthema schon immer gewesen. Das sind eben die Zenturien des Nostradamus, die Szene, die er als solches ja in 3 Ausgaben als solches ja veröffentlicht hatte als solches. Das erste eben 1555, weil die Zahl als solches schon am 4. Mai, weil die Zahl als solche eigentlich für die Numerologie sehr wichtig ist. Aber das
So, jetzt ich pass mal auf, wir machen es so. Ich habe ja heute einen Film geplant. Also ich finde es sehr interessant. Ich werde dann den Link hier auch gleich speichern. Ist die Frage, wir können das gerne mal hier auch im Livestream teilen, wenn es für dich okay ist. Wenn du die Möglichkeit hast, vielleicht auch in Discord mit mir Kontakt aufnehmen, oder irgendeine Plattform, dass wir uns da mal vielleicht zusammen mal mit dem Wedun einen Livestream machen können. Das wäre, ich denke, ein schönes Gesamtpaket für alle, wo wir mal uns auch austauschen könnten. Was hältst du von dieser Idee? Und dann würde ich vorschlagen, könnte man das auch irgendwie mal mit diesem Film dann zusammen einbauen. Wenn die Latenz nicht wäre, wäre das ja super. Ich glaube, ich muss mal schauen. Ich habe eigentlich eine relativ gute. Na, dann, wie gesagt, schau mal in Discord bei mir rein, wenn du magst. Oder Telegram, was auch immer. Ich denke, du weißt schon, wo wir zu finden sind. Ansonsten, ich habe die gepostet in der Beschreibung. Die sollte eigentlich funktionieren. Und dann können wir ja mal bei Gelegenheit gerne uns austauschen. Und ich werde den Wedun dann noch Bescheid sagen, dass wir dann so eine Dreier oder je nachdem Vierer, wenn ihr zu zweit seid, dann könntet mal zusammen da einen Livestream machen. Ich denke, da werden wir schon irgendwie was hinbekommen und alle hätten auch was davon. Würde mich freuen, auf jeden Fall. Dann würde ich sagen, das Video, wie gesagt, speichere ich mir mal ab. Ist ja sowieso in dem Livestream hier gespeichert. Für alle, die das trotzdem jetzt gerne wissen möchten, der Kanal heißt Kulturstudio. Hier haben wir gleich ein Abo hinterlassen. Schau mal. Und ich werde mich da auch nochmal umschauen bei euch. Auf jeden Fall. Ja. Und dann können wir mal was machen. Gut, das zu dem. Ich würde sagen, so viel Amps heute. Ich muss mir das nach dem Stream mal alles ankreuzen, wie viel Amps ich heute abgelassen habe hier. Würde ich vorschlagen, lass uns, siehst du wieder Lass uns doch mal jetzt das Video einfach mal schauen. Ich hoffe, es ist wirklich für den einen oder anderen was dabei oder vielleicht noch etwas Neues dazu. Für mich mit Sicherheit auch wieder etwas Interessantes dabei. Lass uns einfach starten, ja, und genießen wir noch ein bisschen den Abend zusammen. Die Woche ist ja fast geschafft. Viel Spaß euch allen.
Stage is godhood. A child is not responsible for what it does. The child of God, but the Son of God takes full responsibility for his and her destiny, and is equipped spiritually and knowledgeably with the tools for success. The deterrent to success is ignorance. The tool of death is ignorance. It is not the whiteboard. Even for the culprit that lays wait in the dark, it is still ignorance that leads you to where he is. He's waiting. You're in motion. Why would you go where danger is? The wise man is where danger is not. Knowledge, you're to be guided. That's your light, the lamp unto thy feet. Let me show you something about this very unusual word. Come on in, Maggie, and have a seat. That's what Psalms means. Why it's called the Book of Psalms, the Book of Lamps, the Book of Lights. Okay. The light is not just a shining thing, it is also knowledge. One is guided by a light, one is guided by knowledge. Accurate knowledge is likened unto that of a light. So it is important to be knowledgeable. Hey, how you doing? Good. I did? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thanks for catching me. It should have. How should I have spelled it? Okay. P-A-P-S. Okay. A-L-M-S. Psalms. Okay. Very good. Thank you. But in anagrammatic writing, this is what this word means, and why, even including myself, I wondered what this word meant and why it was spelled so peculiarly, because it didn't make any sense, as many of the code inscribed does not make much sense until you get the keys to the code, and the center of the code of knowledge is self. Naim Akbar said that God is a man, that's right, but the universe is not. So that will keep you humble. You may be God, but you're not the universe. You're not infinity. So you're not responsible for all the problems and the troubles, and don't carry the burden of black folks on your shoulder. It will wear you all the way out, and you will get absolutely nothing done. Find out what you came here to do, and you'll get that done. Then you go on. You can't solve the world's problems. Good and evil will be battling forever. It is the law of duality. It isn't going anywhere. First thing I wanted to do is talk about Noble Drew Ali's little pamphlet called The Koran Circle 7, to introduce to the brothers and sisters who have not viewed my tapes or have not attended any of my lectures, because once they pick up the Koran Circle 7, it kind of baffles them, because it almost sounds biblical in the verses that Drew Ali, if you read at the bottom, prepared. It doesn't say he wrote them. Prepared. That's a different concept. And one finds oneself not diving into the esoteric of the wealth of knowledge in those pamphlets, but are given to sundry axioms of a kind of poetic wisdom. And again, without the keys, one does not find those to be highly valuable. Let me see if I brought the already outlined sketch I have of that. Sweetie, look over there and give me the Koran Circle 7. It's one over there. I don't even know if it's over there. Never mind. Yeah, you can get it anyway. But I got it here. You see one that drew all these pictures on it? It should be yellow or either white. Little pamphlet. It may have sold. He only had 2. If you don't see it, it's probably sold. Okay. That's all right. Let me take this down. I got too much stuff up here. Thank you. First of all, and this used to make Mussolini really furious. The first time I seen this concept was on the marquee of the Masonic Lodge in Cleveland, stated Al-Quran. Okay. This is on the Quran. Okay. Those are not the same words, as you can literally see, but without knowing that, by simply first knowing what this word means, you would never contest the literary fact of letters as being different and thereby having a different meaning. Why would Quran be on a Eurocentric Masonic lodge in America when they're definitely, most assuredly, Christian Masons? Is the first question the seeker asks. Not the average mind doesn't ask that kind of question, except being bedazzled by it, just as I was bedazzled by the fact that the crescent and the star is on the side of Rich's department store down on Alabama Street. Yeah. And of course, the average brother looking at that first thinks, oh, he must be Muslim. No, he's Mason. Okay, so we're looking at here 3 things that makes this knowledge. There's more knowledge on the front of his pamphlet than there is in the pamphlet itself. The whole of Moorish science is on the cover of his pamphlet. Now, what you see on the cover, I want you to see the cover. What you see is this. Okay, that's what you'll see. It isn't as defined as I have it there. That's an emphasis. You'll see these 4 little glitches in that circle, okay, on the cover of the Quran, Circle 7. Keep in mind there is the Codex Inscriptus, the code written in, that is found in Masonic knowledge, which comes from your ancient ancestors' inheritance for you, hidden knowledge, sacred knowledge. So anytime you hear the word sacred, it means what, Linda? Sacred. Thank you, dear. Anytime you hear the word sacred, it means secret. K. I'll abbreviate these. Knowledge. O. Order. R. Rhythm. A. Astrology. N. Nature. That's what Moors study. That's the knowledge of the universe. That's the real meaning of the Codex Inscriptus, K-O-R-A-N, Koran, as opposed to Quran or Quran. And they get all down in the throat chakra there in the pronunciation of it. Then, of course, there is the 7. Look at this. I think it, no, not 16, 25, I think. Should have added up 9 and 5. 6 is 15, 21 and 4 is 25. That's the first 7, the vibration of the name of Moor. This is numerology I'm talking about here. Okay? The 26 letters and the 9 numbers are the foundation of Moorish knowledge. Okay? The 26 letters and the 9 numbers plus the 0, which is not a number because it does not add or divide. It represents infinity, the whole of, the completion of all things is Zara, Zafira, Zephyr, 0. Zara, the ancient Kemetic word for 0. Here, in the great circle, is the point of division of the circle and the cross. What C.M.A. mentions as a third and 33 and a third, and then doesn't explain it. It equals what? All the numbers, the whole of, the circle of, completion, perfection, infinity, whose center is everywhere, whose circumference is nowhere. Then the 4 parts of the circle happens because of the cross. Cross, north, is the top of your head. South, the bottom of your feet. West, your back. East, the front of the body. That's where you are. On the cross, right behind your sternum bone, no bigger than your thumb tip, unless you're expanding into infinity. The 4 cardinal points of and in all directions, and the 4 fixed signs as well. In that circle are the 12 human beings on planet Earth. The 12 human beings on planet Earth are in that circle. You were born at a specific time of hour, minute, day, month, and year. Everyone on this planet, though there are some who were not born in that circle, but we're not concerned with them. It is the circle of when Noah built the ark and brought in all the animals 2 by 2, the ram, Aries, the donkey, Libra, the goat, Capricorn, the crab, Cancer. The bull, Taurus. The scorpion, Scorpio. And on and on. Those are all the animals, 2 by 2. And then Noah barred the door. Noah, wait a minute. Barred the door. That's the circle and the cross. That's the skull and crossbone, which has become an evil thing. Now, I haven't left that pamphlet yet. I haven't left the cover of that pamphlet. All this is on that pamphlet when you understand sacred geometry and the keys of Morse science. The skull, let's make it Halloween hideous. And crossbone, that is not what it says. It says skull, cross, bone. That's what it says. It does not say the skull and crossbones. It says skull, cross, bone. Okay? What is the head? Anybody? Right. In any sense, it's Aries. The head is always Aries. In any sense, biblical, theological, metaphysical, medicinal, it is Aries. Not because of the symbol, but because of its direction. The head is a straight line. Cross, bones. Gives you the circle and the cross. (180 degrees). North latitude here, but if we raised the chart and put it up here, this would become north latitude. If we were looking up at the map of the heavens, okay? We would be looking at it this way. Take it off of here and raise it up this way. We'd be looking at this on this side of the ceiling, okay? This is Gad. The head is Gad. The head is God. The Godhead. Godhood. These two words means this. That's what hood means. Head. That's why you pull a hood on your head. When you have a God head, you're God-hooded. Okay? Except when you pull the cone over your head, then you're something else. Though it has a hood. This is 180 degrees in opposition to south, which would be the feet. You recall me bringing up the woman that was killed and mutilated and only her head, feet, and hands were left last Sunday? You remember that? Anybody? You remember what that represents? Who remembers what that represents? Very good. I was trying to get the brother here to see if he was still on the ball here. Very good. Now, in the greater astronomy, which I shouldn't even go into, but I just want to show this comparative, not in the zodiac of 12 signs, in the zodiac of 12 constellations, this is where we are on that map, in our turning, in our revolving, in our orbit. Whatever constellation comes at this point of 180 degrees is where we are. Wherever constellation is at this point and wherever the Earth is, the sun is 180 degrees opposite the Earth at all times. Okay, but that, as I mentioned, that gets into astrology, astronomy. I don't want to jump in there, but I want to show you this comparative. Now, this is the meaning of the sign. That doesn't make the Illuminati a good thing, okay? All right? If you know about the skull and crossbone in Bush, the last big expo about the skull and crossbone and Illuminati, but I wanted to bring it out because it was given to me. Okay, I guess I pretty much covered the cover of the Quran Circle 7. And the brothers down there in the temples had this, and I think maybe now they got what it means. I don't know if they do or not. Knowledge. What kind of knowledge? The knowledge of self first. The knowledge of nature, the universe, the knowledge of God. That's the knowledge you seek and search for. Order. The order of the universe, or the 7 cosmic laws of the universe. Fixed. Unchangeable, unbreakable. You can't break God's law. The law will break human. This is law. This is law. Except this wall is invisible. Unchanging, limiting only in its effort to move towards perfection is the only limitation of universality. Inaccurate movement, inaccurate meaning, purpose, that is freedom. Not to do anything you want to do. You know, as I heard one more say in Cleveland, oh, you can do whatever you want to do, huh? No, you can't. And the life of T.A.R.T.A.R.I.A explains that clearly. The law of rhythm, or rhythm. I just got through reading a brief piece of Hotima's book on the great law, and he states that the law of polarity is the greatest of the laws, and it's not. It's interesting that he would draw that conclusion. The polarization of anything still has an opposite. Fire and coal are opposites. Hard and soft are opposites. Good and evil are opposites. But without rhythm, they both are chaos. Without rhythm, there is no form, no shape. There is no order, no purpose, no exact moving towards completion. Rhythm makes for completion of things, purpose of things, form of things, definition, meaning, functionability. The underlying principle of all law is the law of rhythm. Astrology, the study of everything in a nutshell, from cosmos to ant. Astrology, astra, logos, the logic, the reasoning of the stars. Nature, from the ant to cosmos, is what the Moor studies. The conscious Moor, el divinos, el moros, the divine Moor. The cultivated, cultured Moor studies K-O-R-A-N, Quran. He studies with 52 pieces of tools. The 12 signs, the 9 planets, the 26 letters, the 5 seals, equals 52 pieces of tools. How many weeks of the month are there? Did I say that all right? Did I say that again? How many weeks in a year are there? That's what I should have said. Thank you. I did the same thing last night. Okay, I'm glad somebody's here to correct me so I don't go all the way crazy. The 5 seals, I-S-L-A-M, which means what, my brother? Don't do your hair like it'll come off.
The 5 what?
You chanted it last Sunday, didn't you? Weren't you here last Sunday? You chanted I-S-L-A-M, didn't you? Yeah. Now, what else did it mean? We chanted it. It did make an impact on you last night? All right, how could you forget that, my brother? Without that, you ain't nothing but a slave, a lackey. I, self-law and master, is the meaning of I-S-L-A-M. That is not Arabic. Those are English words. And that's important for us to conceptualize when we read or hear or see certain concepts that we immediately transfer to Arabia and the sand dwellers. Every time a Negro would see somebody in some African clothes or a turban, oh, you must be Muslim. I mean, that's how limited our cultural experiences had been. I, self, law, and master. The crescent and the star is the I, not ego I, not agagite. Agagite. Ego. The third I is I. That's why Jeremiah is quoted as saying I and I. He's not talking about ego. He's talking about the third I, the divine I. The crescent and star is what? Sister Moore? Thank you. It is also what? After mother and son, or before mother and son, or as mother and son. Ma'am? And it is also what? In the physiology of the brain, it is what? Yes, ma'am? Pineal and pituitary gland, the male-female glands of the brain where the wedding of Jesus attends takes place, where the third eye is and happens between those two pieces of organs or organisms. We see through the pineal gland by the force, electromagnetic force of the pituitary gland that stimulates the pineal or pinus in the Latin gland, that draws it into the pituitary gland, which is made like a womb, and the pinus is made like a penis. That's real sexuality. That's real what is that? Anybody? Spinal? Energy? That's the code meaning of SEX, spinal energy excretion. The spermatosa and the ovum of the physical anatomies of both male and female belongs first in the brain. It is made in the genitalia area, another $50 word, and is pulled up the spinal cord. It feeds, lubricates the brain. If you don't believe me, just press your thumb against your nose and smell, It'll tell you, your body will tell you what it is and where it comes from. So when you overly extend your extraction of those valuable vita libras, vital liberating oils, it's called, you become weak, drowsy, sleepy, dull. And over a vast period of time, when you see Alzheimer's disease and other brain depletions, those are the individuals who did not preserve the vita libra for their bodies to feed and revitalize their brain. They did that to themselves. It doesn't matter who it is. Grandma, great-grandma, don't matter. They got Alzheimer's or some other brain disease. They jumped too much and jumped often on empty. Okay. I, self-law, am master. Third eye. Self is the building represented in, did I bring it with me? Yeah. I think I did. No, I didn't. No. Yeah, yes, I did. The perfect building, I got a chart of it here. Let's put it up here just for cultural, picturesque purposes. The building not made with hands, eternal in the heavens, where no hammer or saw was heard in the story of Hiram Abiff, the widow's son, in the building of the Temple of Solomon, which is the Pyramid of Giza, also represented in terms of, is that gonna stick? In terms of the perfect building is the body. The body you already have is the perfect building that Mama made. Okay. God didn't do that. Mama did that. She made your body. Why do you keep jumping off the damn thing here, son? You don't agree? Now the glue isn't holding. In 9 months, right? We talked about that last month, didn't we, my brother? Did we talk about it? Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. I want to make sure you're paying attention. That means I'm doing my job. The perfect building. I'm trying to recall the quote here. It doesn't come right back to me. Hey, my brother, how you doing? Okay. The verse doesn't slip right back into my mind concerning the Pyramid of Giza. Hold on, I want to quote it, so I'm going to take the time out to kind of breeze through here and come up with... The stone that the builders rejected has become the very cornerstone itself. The stone that the builders rejected has become the very cornerstone itself. On top of the Pyramid of Giza, as you cannot tell from here, but you can tell from the dollar bill, the stone on top of the Pyramid of Giza is not on the building, it's raised. On this particular building, it was never put there. The stone that the builders rejected has become the very cornerstone itself. Is not the original translation. It's the very capstone itself, which means the head. If you look on the back of the dollar bill, you'll find a raised triangular structure with a human eye emanating light, which of course would be the third light, or third eye. That is the stone that the builders rejected. Who are the builders? Mama is the builder, okay? But it's the human Mama, the human being that does not accept their spirituality until they are converted, okay? That's why it's raised on the dollar bill. But I'll add this little tidbit. The Spirit showed me why there was no physical stone placed there, because there is a spiritual stone on it. It is the carnelian stone, beautiful red, vibrant stone that belongs essentially to, as a symbol of representation, to Isis, stone of wisdom. It is there even as we speak, still vibrating, as testified by many Muslims who went there to pray or do salat and got energy. If you can feel something coming from the building, has been a testament of several, even Europeans. There's something in that building, they say. Well, there's something on that building. The building is 4 square, and it's triuned, right? It is 4 squared and triuned. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Thank you. Is it triuned? Triuned. Four on the east, 3 on the east gate, 3 on the south gate, 3 on the west gate, 3 on the north gate. 3 is what? Tri, isn't it? Trinity, triune. So the very center of the blueprint of universe is the Pyramid of Giza. Did I get any? Oh, that ain't right. Did I get anything from me? Y'all look a little bit sluggish here. Am I confusing anybody? Of what? This? What else is 4 square? Four square. The circle squared. Yeah. Complete. Yeah. Book of Revelation. The square and the circle are one and the same thing. One is the line in its motion to encompass the point. The square is the angle that proves itself. That's why you have the compass and the square. To measure the arc and the movement of things is the compass. The angle measures that which is stationary, and its angle to prove itself exact in its measure. The circle and the square. Anybody here doing any compass work all in college? Do y'all get the compass at all anymore? They used to give it to you in grade school. Y'all remember the little plastic? Here, children. Of course, y'all tried to eat it first. Much that is higher mathematics in terms of geometry, trigonometry, are found in the toys of your adolescency. The ball is 360 degrees. The stick is the line. The blocks is the square. They gave them to you, but still didn't explain them. I did a lecture at a YMCA for a holiness group one Saturday, and lo and behold, what's on the wall? The 26 letters of the alphabet and the 9 numbers. You know, and I'd forgotten about that. You know, that's where you get them at. You know, right there. You know, and teacher don't explain it. It's amazing. You know, the little blocks are on the floor and stuff. You know, all the geometry, right there. And that's when it's easiest to learn and best learn because it's fun. See, we learn best when we enjoy learning. Play is how children learn. It's unfortunate that they don't to speak of it. Okay. Giza, or and, expelled this way also. Giza. Now look at this. This is pronounced Giza. Did you hear me? And I'm going to write Jesus. Then I'm going to write Jesus. That's Giza. That's Jesus. Do you hear any J in there anywhere? Out of Egypt I call my son. Matthew. I forget what chapter. I, self-law, am master. The right angle. When the mason stands on, of course you all can't, back there can't see my feet, so I'll draw my feet. Stands on a right angle. In his Texas boots or his Stacey Adams. He's standing on the square. A 45-degree angle. Which in arc is what? Brothers own it. That's Scorpio. Smart brothers. Very good, my brother. 90 degrees. The G in the Masonic insignia is not God, as many Christians might think. Every time they see a G, they think of God. And then it is God, because Pythagoras said God is a number. Of course, Christians immediately named him atheist, heathen. Geometry is the G inside the insignia. Is that right? Or do you got too many eyes in there? Gnosis, which means what? What did you say, man? Gnosis? No. No. Knowing knowledge is gnosis. The idea is to get this imprint of consciousness that it is about knowledge now, not belief. You were born believing. When you took mama's hand, when you took mama's breast, you became a believer. See? But in the maturity, when I was a child, I played as a child. I thought as a child. And now that I have become a man, I put away childish things. That's what Paul said. What kind of man is that? That's the kind of man Paul is talking about. Master, able and noble. That is womb man first, then man, her son. I hope that gets through to the feminine psychology. The first man is womb man, and we can explain that, even about that rib. Okay? So the measuring of all things towards the unity of the faith, to the knowledge of the Son of God, to the measure of the fullness of the stature of Christ, to the measure of the fullness of the stature of Christ, to the measure of the fullness of the stature of glass, the indestructible one. Not Osiris, but Osiris. Osset in the classic, the indestructible one, who is not only anointed, crowned, and mummified. Christians couldn't put that in there. Mummified is wrapped in spirit. Each statement of prayer was anointed with oil. Of whom was being anointed? Africa was being anointed. Afura, the root of Africa, the flush of. Let me go ahead and do this so you can see it. I'm supposed to have this in different positions, but I want you to at least see that. Afu, 3 drops of semen. And the original many-legged thing, asti, what we call germ or bacteria, the crawling thing. Ra, Afu, flush. Ra, God. Bud states in Book of the Dead flush of God. Does that make any sense to anybody? How God would have some dead flesh? Okay, yeah. He hid it. Put it on top of the table and then mis-explained it. Another way you hide things. Afura, the flesh of God, is the one that is mummified in this school, in this temple, for the purposes of initiation and for the purposes of raising the dead. Heru, twice risen. Het, 2 levels. Heru, risen. Ahuru, freedom. Heru, hero, Horus. It's all in the 5 seals. The Star of David, right? Right? Is that the Star of David? Wrong. They got a copy of it up there, yeah. Okay, let me do this quick here while I'm talking. Can I open this, sir? Thank you. I might sell a book or 2 if y'all would unwrap them. Here, sweetheart. Look for the star in there in what you call this book. This particular talisman, medallion, insignia was given at the graduation of the neophyte, the initiate. At the end of his graduation, he was given a particular medallion that includes that. Who wears this in America? Not you, Linda. Brother in the black jacket. Who have you seen on? No, you ain't seen no more of them. You seen them Muslims downtown faking it. They might have it. Who do you see on the highway and the byways? Now, all right. And who else? You ain't been stopped by the State Highway Patrol? I figured you had. What else is he wearing? Now that you've come to note, what else did you see him with on? You see him with on this, didn't you? Oh, it's not that. You found it yet, sweetie? Huh? Just kind of flip through it. It'll come to you. It's almost, yes. Now look at it in your mind. It ain't up there. I did a terrible job. What's on his head? Did it fall? Did it go all behind? Right. Very good. Now take a dollar bill out your wallet. Among all them, put the hundreds on the side. Now reach in your wallet and get a dollar bill and turn it over. Do that now. On the back. No, it's on the front, not the back. Now look up in the right-hand corner. I think it is. Wait a minute, John. Should have pulled it out first myself. On the back of the dollar bill, up over the eagle. Y'all ain't got no dollar? Two of y'all. Y'all better get y'all some money. You'll see in a cluster of stars the six-pointed star. Okay. You find it yet, sweetie? And here, let me do it quickly here. You almost got it, right in that area where the symbols are. I know Yakanan didn't take it out. I regret the fact that he printed such a small edition of this book. That big print he printed in 1970 he might have taken it out. Yeah, he's been known to do such things at various times. Huh? You may have. Yeah, you may have. Usually I can just flip or turn right to stuff. It's one of my non-flip-it-to-its days, I guess. Unless he took it out, because he had it attached to where? Oh, you look at that. Okay. I'll be darned. Isn't that something? That's part of my verification that this is a non-Jewish symbol, ornament. He had it attached to this medallion here. String down there, the six-pointed star, then the circle. And he or the publishers may have. I don't know which or why they would do it. But he's done that before. I'll be darned. Well, Madame Blavatsky also has it done, and she certainly attributes it to Egypt. So it's verified in pictographic form in more than one book in the Secret Doctrine. We're looking at the law of correspondence is what we're looking at, not at the Star of David. It is not a star, first of all. A star does not have angles. It only has points, aster. As above, so below. As within, so without. That's the law of correspondence. As above, in the brain, in the mind, so below, in the body. Whatever's going on in your mind, in your consciousness, is going on in your body. If you're mentally angry, mentally nervous, mentally fearful, your body is mentally angry, fearful, nervous. And what we call disease is a reflection of our thinking, an effect upon, a registering upon, a calligraphy upon the physical form from the mental nature. Has worked through the neuron transmitters of the cerebral spinal cord system, which runs from the crown of the head to the soles of your feet. Energy and vibration. That's how your lines in your hand change every 30 days. Your brain writes that calligraphy in your hand. Job 37:7, right there in the Bible. See? You can't deny it. God said it is. The Lord has placed a seal in the hand of every man that he might know his works. Not so God would know his works, so that the man would know his works. Your left hand is what you receive. Your right hand is what you're doing with it. But somewhere along the line, the palmsters and the astrologers and the numerologists and the rest of them got all condemned unto hell. This is the work of the devil. Y'all didn't know the white boy used to call y'all the devil, did you? In Europe. Y'all is the devil, man. It's right there in the golden age of the Moors. The white people in Europe, after they expelled the Moors out of Europe, do not bathe, said Reverend Catholic Biscuit. The bath is the work of the devil. And they quit bathing and gave themselves bubonic plague that killed 3/4 of the population of Europe. They did that to themselves. Running cold and hot water, your parents put in Europe and paved the streets like they are paved here in the 7th, 8th, 9th century AD. Gas lamps on the street at night. Your parents did that in Europe. Why you need to read the history of the Moors, what your parents were doing the day before slavery, but they won't tell you at Clark and at Spelman. A bunch of Uncle Toms. Yeah, I said it, and go back and tell them I. And soon as a good teacher starts telling the truth, the first thing they do is fire. They fired the sister who was first teaching at Spelman. She started teaching real history, and those Negroes fired her. Then she went to Clark, Atlanta, and started teaching real history, and those Negroes fired her. Now she's over at Brown, being a little laid back, ducking and dodging, and watching and waiting. Of course, Yakanan wears it like a badge. He'd been fired from every college. Shit's too strong. That's too strong. You can't teach that in here. Yeah, his stuff's way too strong for a college campus. But it shouldn't be, and it won't be long. Negligence of truth, not truth, your truth, has allowed your children to come up mentally deformed. mentally retarded, mentally ill, because they don't know who or what or even where they are. So they're behaving like animals instead of like human beings, sons of the light and sons of power and sons of God. They're acting like things that crawl on all fours at night and kill anything that looks like them. That's the horror of self-hatred. It reverts back on itself. See? The worst of inferiority complex. Did I cover everything? Did I miss something? What did I miss? The numbers you see inside the triangular structures are the mastership numbers found in your name. Your Negro-colored name tells you the kind of spiritual power you came back here with. Doesn't matter what your name is, that's whether you like it or not, don't matter. It's a code that you, soul self, gave to Mama. And she interpreted and translated with sounding. She sounded out. How does Curtis sound now? Don't sound right, man. How does Bobby Joe sound? Bobby Joe sounds good. No, wait a minute. Until she gets this tune, this rhythm, this meter, this metric, this sound. It's good. I'll call him Gus. Well, not anymore. I don't think anybody's naming their children Gus anymore. I've met a few Gus's along the way. But your name is relevant to your spiritual and your mundane psychology in terms of talent, powers, and abilities, functionability. Your birth data is bases your rhythm or cyclical rhythms of your life. It's all registered. The universe charted you bingo right on the head as soon as you popped out of Mama's belly. If Dr. Sawbones wrote it down. And many times they don't, and many times I've found out they will be off because it ain't important to them. So you're born at 2:35. They write, hell, that's 3 o'clock. Yeah. Fortunately, the sun stays in each sign 2.5 days. So you have a better chance of finding what part of those 30 degrees you're actually registered in. Then there are other ways of finding out, even to the point of behaviorisms. Not some, but much of our characteristic traits are so permeated with the 30-degree energy of the month we were born in, we couldn't escape it if we wanted to. We couldn't act out of character until we start acting funky now. When you start acting funky, you're way out of character. You go to lying, cheating and stealing and robbing and pillaging and killing and slicing and dicing. Well, you're going off the chart at those moments. Even animals don't do that. But that's the significance, and it shows that we probably don't go any higher than 44 at this point. But they're all double numbers or registrations of your mastery. What you accomplished in your last life, and you bring it back with you in your brain. Okay? Not in your soul, your brain. The reason I mention this is because I do numerology charts, and I do them rather well. So if you're interested in knowing self, the best place to start with is your name. If you teach anywhere, if you're with a group of kids, and you want to get them quiet, just ask any one of them this one question. Boy, what's your name? Willie. My name is Willie. Well, what does Willie mean? And it stops right here. All the argument, it just stops. And you get Daffy Duck. And a long period of silence and silence. Because they don't know what their names mean. We brought them. My name is John. Well, what does John mean? John means John. About as far as you could take it. Okay. The circle of 3, 3, 3, 4 times is the circle and the cross. That's the whole thing. That's all there is. The cross is you crucified. And you get crucified on this path. Because the Kundalini must come up and slice and dice you to get all the way through. And then your karma begins to be dissipated, and the Spirit begins to deal with you. So you're going to get crucified. If you get crowned, you shall be crucified. If you wonder why Jesus got a crown of thorns, you'll find out if you haven't already. So the cross is towards crucifixion, but the real cross is here, the measure of perfection. This is Alpha and Omega. Not the beginning and the end. It is the beginning and finish is Alpha and Omega. It is the full circle. There is no end to perfection. There is no end to completion. There is no end to the whole of all things. That's why the serpent is seen with its tail in its mouth, representing time moving into time, motion moving into motion, unending, continuous, ever expanding, ever growing. Okay. 33 and a third, 33. This is the Masonic representation of Master Mason, the mastermind. A third degree is EA, the entered apprentice. You get a third degree as entered apprentice in the Masonic order. So you're a third, and you get another third, it makes you a 33rd. But not 33rd.3. You don't want that one. You get 33rd when you finish the degree of mastership in the craft. How they do that, well, we don't want to get into that. That's a special order. We are not doing that. We're not doing masonry. We're doing Moorish science. But the goal is to master self. Before you can get to G.O.D., you got to master. You must be able to accomplish those things that are given to you and only you to do. You must obtain the qualities of nobility to stand as man, as womb man. Nobility comes from the soul. It is a quality of the soul that lends itself to consciousness. So this is 3, 4 times is 36. And 36 is 9. This is, full circle is what? Sister with arms folded. How much is the full circle worth? No, don't do that one. A full circle is how many degrees, my sister? A full circle, my sister. A full circle. 108 degrees is. Thank you. I knew you knew. You're getting ready to go. Huh? No, don't do that one. Keep in mind when you're learning not from external, you're learning from within. So if you wait within before you say, I don't know, which is the Negro's favorite song, you'll discover you do know. It'll come to surface quietly, kind of glide up there, and suddenly you do know and you're scared to say it. We don't like to be criticized. The 12 great fears of man we'll deal with at some point. They are significant in terms of transforming our psychology from that of boy and tomboy. Boy is a biological organism of youth. in order to get to manhood, we need to stop being boys and girls. I, self-law, am master is the real meaning of I-S-L-A-M. Okay? Got any questions? Where am I supposed to go next? I'm supposed to go back to the book of Esther, am I not? Yes. We're going to do, we've done the book of Esther because we explained the overall principle and the overall storyline. You're supposed to read and study and go over your notes, and you're supposed to buy this book as soon as you can. They got 2 copies over there, and you're definitely supposed to have the Kybalion. This book, I'm afraid is out of print, a wonderful book. So if you get a chance to borrow it from somebody, don't return it. No, I don't mean it. Well, you get into this fanaticism that I've got into. Oh, man, I don't know what happened to the book. I had it, but that's what brothers would do you. Oh, man, I don't know. Walter Beach, I loaned him a copy of a book on the Great Seal. 2 years later, where's my book, Walter? Oh, man, I don't know where I put that. Yeah, right. Make you stop lending books quick. Who is Esther? Anybody? Go, I want you to start with, she started right. Esther is what? Thank you. And Esther then is who? Thank you. And Esther is where? Is who again? All right. Very good. Go on, my sister. You got it. Go ahead with it. Go on with it. We didn't get the second tape of this. The brother fumbled and stumbled and dropped the ball. He went over and recorded nigga that day. Starring Dick Gregory. So he missed part 2 of this, so y'all can't get that on video. So I'm going to have to do it somewhere else, I guess. But we're talking about the star in the east. And where's that star in the east, my brother? Brother, now I'm sure you was here. I remember that cranium. And you was definitely in that chair. And that, all this is behind your third eye in the occipital lobe region, yes. It's back there, that's right. Right between the eyebrows is where that star is. Yes. I have seen your star, or his star, in the heavens. We also know who Amaranth is, don't we? Or do we? You can't really say, huh? The sister, ma'am? I told you that's Martha. Didn't I break it down on the board for you to show you that it means a Martha or an Martha? Yes. It is Eastern Star, Queen of the South, and Martha. That's what that spells in anagrammatic writing. And Martha means what? No, what does Martha mean? We know what Amaranth means. And mistress means what? All right. So we know what and who Martha is. So Esther is Astes, Aster, star, Easter, Astare, Astaroth, Istar, Ishtar, Ashar, Ishvara, who is in Codex Inscriptus is whom? In Code Inscriptus, Esther is then whom? Very good, my sister. All right. The question is answered. This is who? I can take that down. A bit vague, but you can still see it. It's a very amateurish effort at replication. But this is how we see the code is written. Ishtar, Ishtar, Ishvara. 3 different goddesses in 3 different cultures of the East. Gives us the code, ISIS. That's how we get Isis. Okay, which means wisdom. Most assuredly means wisdom. We're talking about a black woman who became God, or God who became a black woman, either way you like it. You can have it as your pie and eat it too. I decided I'm not going to pitter-patter inside of the stars code. I just did this the other night. I have seen his star in the east. I'm going to leave that alone too. I'm going to leave that code alone in terms of its esoteric meaning. I think certain things are privileged, and that black women certainly have earned certain privileges in building and maintaining that order. So some things should remain especially theirs because they paid for it. Not by money, mental coins. So they should have some secrets exclusively theirs. I pointed out, not this lecture, but the other one, that this particular form of the star appears to be what most think is, and is particularly Reverend whatchamacallit, because Reverend Biscuit is in the order, so he knows what it means. That's the devil. If you look behind you and look over your head, you see a star. You see it's on an angle. Okay? And you have to turn it one way for the point to be facing up or north. And it gives you this impression that most occultists, including the dark side, try to give to the devil, okay, or Satan. Well, the negative side did not create. It reacts to what is created in terms of knowledge and truth. So it doesn't have any symbols of its own. It reverts the symbols. In other words, the devil doesn't have a cross, so he takes the cross and turns it upside down, meaning opposite. When the star is facing this way, it points to the birth center of the mother. This is how you come out. You come out, if you get out properly, you come out how? Anybody? Head first. When you leave, if you leave correctly, you're supposed to leave. How? Head first. All right? Up here is how you're supposed to leave the body. Most folks leave through the medulla oblongata in the front gate. And some leave, just get thrown out the body like, that's called eviction. You know, when you run in the back end of a car and get slammed and wake up, you laying on the ground, somebody can your body off. That's called eviction. That ain't the way to leave here. But we'll leave those symbols alone. Maybe later on we'll deal with them. Okay, we're going to do is what we're going to do. You want to put that audio recorder up there, my brother? Yes, sir, I have a tape for you, sir. We done shamanic dreams, so let's do a little Tibetan bells here. Hook it up for me and put it on pause. Okay. Oops. After drops, is this something? Is something gonna fall? I got to look up Bible. See that number come all the way right back? Either side doesn't matter, my brother. I'm versatile. Anybody in here who has not ever meditated before? Everybody, you have not? Okay. The process of meditation is for the essential primary purpose of transforming yourself into God. That's its primary work. There are many wonderful things that happen in process in terms of getting your chemistry corrected, even getting the body healed, getting relaxed and dropping tension, opening some of your chakras and glands, being stimulated by the vibration of the quickenings you should receive and could receive in process of be still and know. The point between the eyebrows is the point of spiritual sky, the point of focus. In pure meditation, one does not visualize or affirm, one simply focuses one's attention at that point. Where your attention is, your energy follows. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. So as you focus your attention between the eyebrows, your energy starts upward, from the feet upward. And upward is towards heavenwardly. And where is heaven? Anybody, where's heaven? Point to heaven. Thank you, my brother. Did you know where heaven was? Did you? Now, y'all are supposed to have, like, huh? No, y'all don't like to demonstrate. They don't like to brag. These are these humble Morrises. Did I bring a striker with me? Yeah, I guess I did. We do breathing. Important because Westerners are shallow breathers. We breathe through our nose, we breathe with our bellies, and we go we don't fill the lungs with air, therefore we don't fill the lungs with prana. Because inside the air, oxygen is prana. Electromagnetic energy, electrons are in the air you breathe. You are an electric being. You live by electricity, not by pork chops. So the more energy, oxygen, you draw into the body, the more life vitality you shall have in the body. Breathing allows this to happen once you learn the science of breath. We have a couple of books on that over there. I'm not mentioning these books for my health, but for your furthering of your education. Read, my sisters and my brothers. Buy books instead of pork chops. Where's my... Don't tell me I didn't bring my strikers. Oh, okay. Yeah, very good, okay. This is the Himalayan singing bowl. We're going to use that today. I usually don't bring it. This is usually for my class, but I thought I'd bless you all today in a most special way. What we're going to do before we start is breathe, and then we're going to chant Om 6 times. The breathing is circular through the nose, out the mouth, through the nose, out the mouth, through the nose, out the mouth, by pulling, not by huffing. When you breathe consciously through the nose, you automatically correct the posture of your vertebrae. This is the posture of meditation, the posture that the black man and woman and child must obtain in this cycle so that your energies flow straight up. We'll just do that circular breathing for now. Let's do it 6 times. Okay? Breathe. 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 up the air off so that you all can hear and feel the sound of this crystalline bowl that will send its energy out in crystalline particles that goes right in and to and through you as it moves in sound. All I want you to do is focus your attention on the third eye. That's all for the next 3 minutes. I'm going to turn the bowl. Then we'll get on with the rest of the meditation. Okay, take one more deep breath. Relax. Okay. Now focus your attention between the eyebrows, but put it in the center of consciousness, the center of your brain. Not in an area or organ, just in the center of your brain, and see it as a golden dot. Let's use the golden dot in the center of your brain, okay? turn the audio on for me. I pushed it, it didn't work. That's what I did. Make that dot bigger as you visualize and as the sound affects the center of mind consciousness. As it expands, it becomes rose-tinted, a beautiful rose-tinted red circle. beautiful rose-tinted circle of light and energy in the center of your consciousness now. God and I are one together. God and I are one again. God and I are one again. God and I are one. God, I am that I am. Together. God, I am that I am. I am that I am that I am that I am. Together. I am that I am that I am that I am that I am. Breathe in. I am that 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 I am. Breathe in. I am that 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 I am. Breathe in. am, that I 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 am. Breathe in. I am that 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 I am. Feel your energy. Relax. Ra, Ra, light, Ra, fire, Ra, God, Ra, power, the word of God. Listen. That's Raum. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Once more. Breathe in. Love, peace, and power, and so it is. Together, love, peace, and power, and so it is. Okay, Morris. Another day's work in the House of Solomon.
Ja, jetzt habe ich mein OBS zugemacht. Fast. Komplett. Ja, also hier, wie gesagt, das war mal so ein, wie sagt man, Tribut zu diesem Freeman-El. Er hat, wie gesagt, viele Vorträge gehalten. Das war jetzt ein Beispiel von dem Ganzen. Und er hatte, wie gesagt, auch mit dieser Einblicke in der Freimaurerei gehabt. Und er wollte das auch den Menschen teilen. Ich habe es jetzt mit euch zusammengeteilt. Ich habe schon gemerkt, einige waren da irgendwie nicht so sehr vielleicht von begeistert, aber ich denke mal, es waren auch hier wichtige Informationen, die man mitnehmen kann und womit man dann auch ein bisschen weiterarbeiten kann an sich selbst oder miteinander. Gut, war ein bisschen schwer, weil er ist wirklich sehr, sehr gechillt, muss ich sagen. Also eine immense Ruhe hat der Kerl. Die hätte ich auch gern mal so zwischendrin. Echt genial. Solche Menschen trifft man auch nicht sehr oft. Aber hat mir trotzdem gefallen. So gechillt und gediegen wie er da war. Zwar wirkt es langwierig und auch nicht so, wie man das kennt heutzutage. Alles schön mit Bildern und es muss funken, glitzern und wie das so sein sollte. Ich denke mal, diese Art von Vorträge sind auch mal interessant zu schauen. Und ich hoffe, ich durfte euch da ein bisschen damit den Abend schön gestalten. War sehr schön, wieder mal. Ich überlege mir mal was fürs nächste Mal für uns wieder gemeinsam und ja, wünsche euch erstmal einen angenehmen, stressfreien Abend. Entspannt euch und genießt die Nachtruhe. Hoffe, ihr habt für den Rest der Woche nicht so viel Stress oder lasst nicht so an euch dran. Den Stress produzieren wir immer in uns selbst und nicht von außen her. Und ja, ich denke, das würden wir dann für heute mal so beruhen lassen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. War ein bisschen ruhig, der Abschluss. Wir gehen weiter in die Ruhe. Gehabt euch wohl, euer Tartaria-Channel. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye bye.